This is North Carolina mountain biking. Home to roots, rocks, bigger roots, and even bigger rocks. The perfect place to test Canyon's new aluminum-framed, budget-friendly Spectral 29 AL6. Is it up for the challenge? Am I? Oh, good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful day here in just outside Asheville. We are heading to Bennett Gap, but we got about a 4-mile pedal up to the top. Welcome to part one of a 2-part review of the new Canyon Spectral 29 AL6. Breaking this review into 2 parts because I want to focus on the bike's capabilities on tech trails, which is pretty much all Asheville has, and flow trails. We'll be driving a little bit farther tomorrow to make that happen, but right now we're in Pisgah. Gonna hit Bennett Gap, maybe Black Mountain. We'll see how we feel at the end. While I got some time to kill here, just want to give a brief overview of the geo and the components on this bike if you are interested in getting one. So this is a size large frame, has a 64-degree head angle, 76.5-degree seat tube angle with a 481 millimeter reach and a 1252 millimeter wheelbase. It's all pretty standard for an aggressive trail or enduro bike these days. Nothing really out of the ordinary. It definitely feels a little bigger than my last bike, which was a Santa Cruz 5010, but that's totally to be expected since it is built for more all mountain aggressive riding. As far as components, this thing is packed with value. So you get a RockShox Lyric Select Plus fork with 160 mil of travel, the RockShox Super Deluxe Select Plus shock with 150 mil of travel, Code R brakes with 200 mil rotors, and a full GX drivetrain, which honestly for this price at $3,600 US, this is probably the best value with the highest components you're gonna find, at least right now. You also get a Minion DHR 2.4 in the front and rear with EXO and EXO Plus casings, front and rear respectively, which are pretty good. If you're looking for more enduro riding, you probably want to upgrade to the double downs, but honestly, I'm not going to worry about that until these blow out. So hopefully they last a good amount of time. So the bars on here I love. On my last bike, I didn't really like the flat bars, or minimal rise bars, I guess you could say. So I upgraded to the PNW bars with a 25 mil rise. It put me into a lot better position, especially for descending. Made my shoulders and my neck feel a lot better. They weren't as sore. Honestly, we're only climbing right now, so I can't give too good a review of the components until a little bit later, but bike feels great. Only complaint I would say right now is the grips. They're grippy, but they're a little thin. And this is personal preference, but I prefer chunky grips. Makes my hands feel a lot better. So if you like those too, you might want to upgrade those, but that's a really easy, cheap upgrade. But we got a couple more miles to go, so we're gonna skip this boring bit and get you guys right to the top, right to the good stuff. Catch you in a minute. Okay. This thing climbs pretty well. That's a pretty tight switchback, but we made it. Man, so the conditions are real muddy today, so I won't be doing much climbing. But the techie climbing I have done, this bike feels really good. Suspension's active, but not overly so you don't feel like you're bouncing around and losing all that energy. The limiting factor on the climb is definitely me. I'm not a good climber, but that's fine with me. Everybody's got their own preferences on what they like, and I didn't buy this bike to climb. But I think if climbing is something you love doing, this is definitely capable. The extra 2 pounds or so over my last bike, honestly, not really noticeable. Oh, all right, finally some techie uphill I can do. We'll see how long. I'm already in the easiest gear. All right, first bit of techie downhill. It's about time. Oh, and that was it. Great.
So, unfortunately, during this trip I was dealing with an issue with my GoPro chest rig. An issue I didn't realize until I reviewed all the footage back home. A broken mount led to some stabilization issues, which only got worse during a crash you'll see later. A lot of the footage was just too shaky to be usable, but I've tried to piece together the clips that were salvageable. Apologies for the bumpy ride. Believe me, nobody is more bummed than I am. But it does give you a good idea just how gnarly these trails were.
This trail is real chunky, but this bike is handling everything so far. All right, coming into Bennett Gap. Real excited about this one. A little scared. So we want to try hitting the infamous Bennett Gap staircase and then maybe the drop. We'll see. We'll see what that looks like. Oh man, so this thing is real stable. It tracks really well, even on this stupid chunky terrain. Oh, here it is. The Bennett Gap staircase. Sweet, let's check this thing out. Still up.
If you've never been here, this video just doesn't show how steep this section really is.
Oh, let's try again.
But even though it's big, the Spectral still feels really maneuver...
Save! Ah. Oh. All right, first crash out of the way.
As I was saying, it still feels Okay, so the Spectral's a little challenging to maneuver in tight spaces, and certainly won't be as nimble as a smaller, less aggressive trail bike.
All right, well, that could have gone better, but you can't get everything on your first try, so I'll definitely be back to this trail. Oh man, so this is the Bennett Gap drop. Looks way bigger in person. After that first crash on the staircase, I think we're gonna pass. We're gonna leave this for another day. This trail is beating me up hard. Oh my God. Oh, hands are sore, arms are sore, butt's sore, but that's just from falling.
The last section of Bennett Gap was definitely the most fun. By no means mellow, the tech was a bit less intense, which let me pick up some speed and see how the suspension responded.
All right, this tech isn't as bad. Oh, spoke too soon, but we're just floating over everything.
The bike was comfortable over chattery terrain, never riding too high in its travel or wallowing and feeling spongy. I can't give the same comfort rating to the bars though. While I do like the higher rise, the heavy aluminum bars aren't very good at damping vibration. My hands and forearms felt every single bump the tires rolled over, which really got old after a full day of riding. As soon as this trip was over, I swapped them out for my old P&W range bars. Same rise, but much lighter and much better at absorbing vibration.
Oh, got a little sideways there. That's a slippery route. I think we're near the end here, which I'm pretty happy about, because I am real tired. This is my first Black Diamond Tech Trail, so even though it didn't go great, I'm still pretty happy with the results. I'm definitely really happy with this bike. I'll probably do a little tinkering with it later, but it felt great. All right, that's Bennett Gap, and that has been all the North Carolina tech that I can handle for one day. Bike looks okay, held up well. Brakes are probably fading a little bit because I was on them a lot, but that's okay. I hope you all found this useful. If you're looking to buy a Canyon Spectral, or at least found it entertaining, at my slowness on these trails. But the next video, this is just part one. Next video, we're gonna be going to Fire Mountain to tackle some flow trails, and I'm really excited about that. But that's assuming that I can get up tomorrow morning, because I think I'm gonna feel like I was hit by a truck. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.